One of the problems is the link between older men and younger men has broken down. There's a huge amount of mistrust.
I know my mum. I was really good contact with my mum. My dad's a prick.
Because it's not a father's job to bring out the sort of adult male in his young child. The father's job is to support the community which does that. They say it takes two people to make a child, but a community to raise, a young man.
I've been in 6 straight during foster home, so I've moved everywhere and everywhere I have. So I haven't been in one place too long.
In my youth, crap. He was never there. Never done anything with us. Nothing.
But I think if we can harness our energy and the energy of sort of all men and young men together, we can actually sort of start to work towards some kind of better world.
No job, no money, and just struggling to live. It's horrible.
The young people that come that I work with have low aspirations, low levels of academic achievement, and they're searching. They want something more, but they're so squashed sometimes that they don't know where to go to get that.
It's made me sort of be sort of naughty. Sort of where I won't get attention at school from teachers. I just create a scene, so they come to me, sort of pay me attention. And then sort of after a while thinking about it, looking back at it, it's a bit of a silly thing to do. I just kept my head down and just worked.
The pilot scheme started in Brighton about a year ago. 18 months ago we were meeting and we started training and started to work towards getting a group of young men on board, doing a training course with us, the Quest weekend, and then with an 8 or 12-week follow-up of mentoring.
And it just was a fantastic success. We had 10 young men initially that expressed interest to do it. We had 7 that actually came to the weekend, and then all 7 went through the 2 months of mentoring and group support. And the testimonials, and it's really heartwarming to know that we've made a difference in these young men's lives.
I split up with my partner while I was away on the trip, and they all just sort of come and spoke to me one by one and just told me things that had happened with them, and I knew that they were quite personal things to them, so that's when I started gaining trust in them, because I thought they're telling me things like this, so I started telling them some of my problems and stuff, and that was it. I felt a lot better when I come back off that weekend and I told them all my problems.
Before the abandofbrothers, I was getting into trouble with the police all the time, doing stupid things. Nearly ended up in jail. The abandofbrothers just told me, listen, you just need to sort it out, otherwise you're just going to end up in jail.
It's helped me think about crime. It's helped me think about relationships.
And I didn't think I was going to get anything out of it at all. And after going on it, I realised it was the best thing I could ever have done, literally, because it sorted me out. And it's made my life a lot easier with my partner as well.
Yeah, sure.
Makes you think. You don't want to be sitting around fucking smoking weed all the time, and sitting in your room playing Xbox. You actually want to make something in your life, and that's what they showed you. They showed you that you can get what you want in life. You've just got to stand up and do it. And that's what we've done. We've both stood up, both got jobs. We're just flying away now. Do you know what I mean?
You don't need to be ashamed to ask. If you need help, ask for it. It's really nothing to be ashamed of. You're definitely more of a man to ask for it.
Looking at some of the primal emotions that men can carry, act out around, not take responsibility for, pass the blame around, someone else. Looking at some of those issues, really.
Women, you get taught that you've got to be tough. Don't cry. Don't do this. Don't do that. Then all of a sudden it's like it's okay to cry. You're more of a man to cry. Definitely. And I learned that, definitely.
They understand. They're sort of like, they know what you're talking about, and you know what they're talking about in the same sense. So, and you can trust them. They do help better than anyone else. You can speak to them about things that you can't to a police officer or your social worker.
Because they're so friendly, and they listen, and they're just nice people to actually know. And you've always got them on hand to help you.
I need to really be authentic. I need to be real. You know, I can't. There's no sort of room for lying, or you know, sort of you can't sort of give half truths. The young men won't sort of take that, so that's tough. You know, I have to speak from my heart all the time.
They know what people are going through in their lives because they've done it. And that's what makes me feel better with the Band of Brothers.
You know, I feel that this is just an opportunity for us as older men to give something back into our community for younger men. So if their fathers can't be there in the way that they need, as many fathers can't, for various different reasons, we choose to be there in a way as we are kind of allies.
And you sort of look at yourself and think, oh, you're so selfish. Look at this person and how well they've succeeded in life, and it was a lot harder for them. So you take for granted a lot of things, I think. And then when you realise the Band of Brothers, it's sort of like you realise how good you have life.
We're really there supporting them to be clear on what they want and encouraging them to go for it. So it's really about raising their self-esteem and also their social aspirations.
My life, I don't know what, but it's going to be something great. And it's going to be something amazing. It's going to help people, it's going to help myself. I'm going to see amazing things. I don't know what the future may hold. Who knows what? You know, if I'm going to take a right turn or a left turn, who knows? Absolutely who knows. So I'm just looking forward to it.
It's time for a new start, a new way of looking at our emotions, and we've got some very powerful processes that enable the young men to really move from their head into their heart, and also to not try and be a bigger person and try and cover up. It's about being there to support one another, and we do that through doing that with each other and modelling that for the young men.
We are reawakening something around community, around blessing, and around honouring. That I think is sacred and actually really special.
My opinion, it feels amazing. Absolutely feels amazing. My opinion.
I suppose my invitation is, what can you do to give back to a young person in your community, and are you prepared to do it?